Hey creative friends, welcome to my channel, and here you are on the first video of a recipe that I'm going to use the meat that I took out of the freezer for our Sunday video of what we're taking out of the freezer for Linda over at Linda's Pantry. Her challenge was to not buy any meat for 6 months, and I'm not doing it. But now I've got this whole cut chicken that I took out to cook for this week. Now I'm going to use this. It's just the two of us, so I know that this recipe or this meat is going to go through at least 2 different recipes and probably some leftovers in there too. But I looked, and sometimes I just like to review some of these old cookbooks. I love them. And there's a recipe in here that I've made before, but I haven't thought about it in a long time. So that's one of the reasons I like to look at these cookbooks. But here's the thing. For that recipe that I want to do later, I am going to need already cooked chicken. So tonight I'm going to do the cooked chicken. And I was going through some of my spices and things, and I have one of these. Do you guys ever get these and they're like a bag and season? You put everything in a bag and then you season it and you just put it in the oven at 350 for about an hour. I'm going to use that. So I'm going to use this. Put the chicken. I've got some vegetables, so I've got some leftover onion that I had for a different recipe. I've got some potatoes. I've got some carrots, and I'm going to clean those and chop them all and put them in the bag in the pan. And I'm going to come back to you and show you when I've got that all ready. And then it's so simple. I'm just going to have a great dinner tonight, and then I'm going to have plenty of leftover meat for the next recipe. But before I move on, I want to tell you, don't forget to go over to Linda's and watch her videos too. You'll see the little logo in the corner that will say no meat buying. Looks like a little steak. Be sure and look at those logos, because those videos, you want to make sure on both hers and mine that you comment, because at the end of each month for the next 6 months, one of us will have a giveaway. So we're going to alternate that. And then at the end of 6 months, we're going to have a bigger giveaway for the whole 6 months. But you want to make sure that you like and subscribe and hit the little bell so that you know when we post these videos, and then you can go comment. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm going to get ready to put all this together so that we can cook it. So I've got all the vegetables cut up. I've got the chicken open and ready to go. But if you've never seen one of these are super handy. I don't even know why I picked this up. I don't know. I usually just roast a chicken, but hey, these are always good. Okay, so there's a bag. And the bags, if you ever had one of those turkey bags at Thanksgiving, when you do a turkey, they kind of hold in the heat, and it just makes it awesome. So these will come with a little tie right there, a little tie. So now all I'm going to do is open this up. I'm going to put it on this cookie sheet or the baking sheet, and then I'm going to put all the chicken and the vegetables in it. So I'll bring you back as soon as I've done that. All right, I've got the vegetables. I put all the vegetables down. I put the meat on top. And another thing is, if you look at these 2 pieces right here, let me show you. This was actually 1 chicken breast. It's huge. See that? So that's a huge chicken breast. And what I do is I will generally cut the chicken breasts in half so that I can get more from my meal. Speaking of that, another thing is I paid $1.99 a pound for this chicken. It was $8.66. I'm going to keep that because right now chicken's much higher. I think it's like well over $2 or $2.50 a pound. But I'm going to keep that. I wrote that little price down so that when I'm done at the end of the week, I can average how much my meals cost by using the meat from my freezer. So that'll be good. So now all I'm going to do is take the other side of this packet, and it has lots of seasonings in it. And I don't do this all the time because I do want to watch our sodium intake, and these tend to be higher in sodium. But once in a while, it's probably fine. And so, let me pull this out of here. There we are. There we go. So now, I'm just going to pour this over the chicken inside the bag. I need to do this way because I'm right-handed. So now, all this seasoning is just going to go in on top of that chicken. Oop. See there? Perfect. And then I'm going to kind of mix it around a little bit with my hands. Make sure it all gets in there. And as the chicken cooks, it's going to mix with all these spices and go down on those vegetables, and it's going to be awesome. So, get some of that down in there. Over there. and it steams up, and it's going to be perfect. All right, now I'm just going to put the tie on the end of it. I kind of like to make sure that the bag comes up. Otherwise, if it goes down, it will leak juices, and I don't want it to do that. So I'm going to give it a little twist, and I'll put this on there. So if you calculate, I'll try to figure the cost on this whole meal. All right, so there it is. That's going to go in the oven at 350. It says for an hour, but there's actually more chicken in here than it calls for in the instructions, so it'll probably be a little bit longer than that, and I'll bring you back when we're done. I forgot to tell you, it tells you to cut 4 small holes in the top of the bag, so we'll do that. Forgot to tell you that part of it. Okay, now the holes are cut in it, the bag is sealed, all the seasonings are there. I kind of mixed it around a little bit to get the seasonings to cover it, and now we'll come back as soon as this has been cooking for at least an hour, and I'll check it for doneness and let it go as long as it takes for everything to be done, but it's gonna be so good. I have everything dished up, and it smells delicious. I made some cornbread while that was cooking, and there's the chicken, nice and brown, so much flavor, vegetables, and it also created like a really nice kind of a thick broth on there that you could use for anything. So the next recipe I'm going to do is called the chicken and dressing casserole. It's an old recipe that I've done a bunch. I just haven't done it in a really long time. If you want to see me do that one, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll just show you, I'll just post the recipe and show you the finished product. So I do want to say, I figured out, I calculated the cost of this. So the chicken was $8.66. The vegetables, about $2, I guessed at. About $3 for that little bag thing with the seasoning in the bag. And about $2 to make the cornbread, because I did all that from scratch. So it worked out to like $15.66. But if you want to round it up to count the electricity, I guess, we're going to call it 16 bucks. Divided by 2, that makes, if we ate this whole thing, it would make it each an $8 meal, which is the price of pretty much something at a drive-through fast food restaurant. Not too bad. But I still have twice as much left. I still have cornbread, I still have chicken, I still have vegetables, so there's a whole nother meal. So if you break that down, then it ends up being $4 per person. So this is super cost effective, and I'm excited to do the freezer challenge because I have meat that I bought on sale, and it is going to make our meals now much more cost effective than if I headed to the store to buy chicken or beef or any of that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and remember to make comments so that you can be in for our drawing. And just look for that logo, and Linda and I will be posting recipes periodically every week that shows what we're making from the food that we get out of our freezer that we show you on Sundays. So I hope you enjoyed this, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.